Yo, it's TheGIBBYNATR, and after a straight week of grinding out Blackout, I'm sitting at 35 wins, and I've learned a lot of tips that I've not seen a lot of people using. I've also watched a lot of top tier players in live streams and stuff, and I've noticed a lot of things that these better players are doing than the most common average players. So in this video I'm going to be breaking down these tips, and hopefully you can use these in your games and you can become a better player and get more wins. Before we get into the video, if this video does help you out, be sure to leave a like on it, it'd be much appreciated, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's get into the tips. The first major thing that I've noticed that pro players do is that they really use the environment to their advantage. What I mean by this is that they're climbing up onto buildings and they're using like things as cover, like they're using trees, they're using vehicles, they're using just everything they can to help them. And the most important one for me is just climbing buildings, because a lot of people don't realise that you can pretty much climb onto any building you want in Blackout, and that is so helpful, because if you can get on the roof of a building, people that are just like average players that don't realise you can climb on these buildings, they're never going to look up. So if you're just sat on top of a building, you're always going to kill people. I've had it so many times where I just climb onto a building when I'm getting chased by someone and they're so confused, they have no idea where I am. And then for me, it's just an easy kill. You can legit just line up the headshot, you've got a nice height advantage over them, and they have no idea you're there. It's the best thing you can do. So just always have it in your mind. If you're getting into gunfights and you can hear people, just think, how can I get the advantage over this dude? Is there anything that I can climb, and is there any way that I can catch this person off guard? Another way that pros use the map to their advantage is by making a head glitch out of basically any object they can. So if you don't know what head glitching is, it's been in every single Call of Duty, and it's where you find an object that covers most of your body and only your head shows. Obviously, if someone's behind a head glitch, you can literally, like, it's really hard to kill them because only their head is showing, which is the smallest target of the body, meaning that someone behind a head glitch is way harder to kill than someone out in the open. So pro players are always trying to find things that they can head glitch upon to make them more likely to survive. So I like using vehicles, especially the van. That thing's so OP because you can literally get in the back of it and it's basically a portable head glitch. Really good tactic to use. And basically just whenever you can, just think about what objects can I use as a head glitch, and I can assure you, you're going to survive for way longer than you are right now. The next thing that I've noticed that basically every single one of these really good players does is using equipment as much as possible. So when I'm talking about equipment, I'm talking about the 9-bangs and concussion grenades, and also just like the regular grenades and cluster grenades. They are honestly, I would say they're the most important part about your loot. You want to be stacking up on these things. Whenever you have the opportunity to get some equipment, you take that opportunity, because these things are game changing. If you can concussion someone in a gunfight, you've literally made your chance of winning that gunfight like 99% higher. I'm telling you now, these are the best things to use. And the thing with Blackout is that the equipment is so frequent. I often have it where I look in my inventory and I've literally got like 5 pieces of equipment, and a lot of people just leave it there sitting there and forget to use it. But just use them as much as you can, and I can assure you, you're going to win way more gunfights. And especially like these things are so great when people are in buildings, because you can just clear out buildings, because rushing into a building that you have no idea where the enemies are, you know there's someone in there but you don't know where they are, that's always like a bad situation. You don't want to be in that. But if you can lob a load of concussions, grenades in there, put some pressure on that enemy, you're making your chance of surviving and getting that kill way more. So definitely just be more conscious about your equipment and how frequently you're using it, and just use it more. And even like the kind of specialist abilities like the sensor dart and the grapple hook, they're also really good. Like the grapple hook can get you on top of buildings, so that helps with the previous tip of getting onto buildings. And you can also like just rush people with it. You can use these things very tactically, and I especially like the sensor dart because that literally just puts where the person is on your minimap so you can find them nice and easy. The next thing that I've noticed that really good players do is that they're very picky about their gunfights. If they see 4 people, they don't just run after them and try to kill them. They think tactically and they try and figure out a way in which they can kill them all in like a smart way. So the main thing that I've noticed they do is that they always always try to keep it so it's like 1v1 gunfights. They never want to be just like straight up going against 4 people when they're just getting shot by 4 people, because the chance of you winning that are very, very slim. It's not very often that you'll come against 4 people that are really crap that you can just gun down. The chances are you're going to get battered and you're going to get killed. So you want to be trying to face just one person at a time. So when you are coming up against multiple enemies, I want you to single people out, and I want you to make it so that basically when you are challenging these multiple people, try to keep it so that only one of those people has a line of sight on you at one time. So use objects on the map to your advantage. Like I said in previous tips, you can like use walls, you can use vehicles, you can use pretty much anything to help you stay alive and not get gunned down by kids. So it's just playing very smartly and thinking about how you can best use the environment to help you, and just like don't be stupid and just run out and show yourself and spray your gun. Be smart, equip silencers to your gun, and just make it so that you are making this like process as easy as possible for yourself. And just, as I say, just try to keep it as 1v1 gunfights, because that way you're going to be the most likely to survive. You can also just like leave enemies down on the floor, which is going to bait their teammates in, and that way you can set yourself up in a nice vantage point and you can easily get them more kills when they're reviving their teammate. The next thing that really good players do is that they always have a backup plan. So when they do challenge 3 people, before they go into that challenge, that gunfight, they always have a backup plan for if it goes wrong. So they always like look out for spots that they can go to if they do get damaged so they can heal, or they do look out for just places that they can run off to if they're in a really bad situation. They look for a vehicle that they can get a quick getaway on. It's just being smart and having that thing that you can just use as a backup to sort you out, because not every situation is going to go perfectly. There's always going to be something that goes wrong, and it's just best that you have a backup for that so you're prepared and you're going to increase your chance of surviving tenfold. A common theme that I've noticed across most people that play Blackout is that they play very passively. It's literally like crouch walking everywhere, it's camping in buildings, it's sitting in corners, it's just waiting in little spots and then moving when you're forced to by the storm. But something that I've noticed with the pros and really good players is that they're not afraid to rush. Like if they ping someone's armor off, or if they know someone's got low health, they will pretty much always rush them. And that is because they know they'll win that gunfight, because they're going to throw the enemies off guard. Most people aren't used to people rushing them. And the problem with leaving someone, like if you are someone that's a really passive player, the problem with leaving someone that you've damaged is that you're giving them time to heal. You never want to give someone time to heal. Like that opportunity should never be given to the enemy. You always want to push them. And when they are healing, that's great because they don't have their gun up, so you can come along and get a nice easy kill. So just always kind of gauge whether it's possible or not to rush someone, and if it is, go for it and do that, because you'll catch them off guard and you'll rack up those easy kills. The final thing that pro players really have under control is their mindset. Now, because Blackout is a battle royale mode, it is a very intense mode, and honestly when I played my first couple games and I was in that top 5 people and I was close to getting my wins, I got a bit shaky, and honestly I haven't had that playing games in so long. Like I was nervous, my senses were like heightened, every single little noise I could hear I was like, oh my god, what's that? And I was proper, like adrenaline was just rushing through my body and my hands were shaking, and you need to be able to control that. You just need to, it kind of comes with practice, so you just want to get into those high intensity situations and you just want to feel it and you want to get used to it, and eventually your body will adapt to it and you'll stop getting that shakiness. But just think of it as it's just no different to any of the other kills that you were getting in the early game. Like it's no different, it's just the fact is that you're about to win the game. So if you just take that out of your mind and you just view every kill as just a kill, and you know you can rely on your gun skills to kill them, and it's just no different, and you won't get nervous anymore. You'll just get used to it and you'll be able to gun everyone, and it won't matter which point you get into the game, because I know a lot of people, they get into that point, they get very nervous, and then they start making stupid decisions, and that's what you want to stop, because when you start making stupid decisions, that's when you're going to die. You want to stay as calm as possible and just like stay focused on the game, because if you lose that focus and you become distracted by your shaking hands and your brain that's just going all over the place, you will lose because you'll do something stupid. So stay focused, stay calm, and just get used to it. Just practice, and you just need to put these tips into practice, and you'll become a god at Blackout in no time. But that is it for the video, lads. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to smash a like on it, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video, lads. Peace.